Thank you very much for joining us. News just in. The court has ordered the Electoral Commission to allow Dr. Hassan Ayariga, that is the flag bearer of the All People's Congress, APC, to effect corrections on his nomination forms. And so what we are learning is that Dr. Hassan Ayariga has won his case against the Electoral Commission, and we'll bring you more on that in this bulletin and in our subsequent bulletins. But let's start with this. And some Ghanaian farmers have in recent times lost huge sums of money in farm proceeds due to either bad weather or natural disaster. Amid the challenges, there is little or no relief for the farmers in the form of insurance. Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin has been finding out ahead of today's Farmers' Day the plight of the people who till the land to feed the nation.
Droughts and frequent rainfall really affected me in the last season. Now that the plants are growing for the second time, the rains have also stopped falling. I have 20 acres of farmland. In all, I got only 9 bags of grain with low quality in my last harvest. In fact, I can't tell how much investment I made because I don't keep records of my expenditure.
Adam Idris of Ejura Seche Dumasi in the Ashanti region cultivated 20 acres of maize but painfully lost all of it to bad weather. John Kwesi Mensah is a fish farmer in the Ashanti region. He lost 17 tons of fish worth 170,000 Ghana cedis to flood in 2014.
Like I said, last year we lost almost about 16 tons of fish as a result of the
15 tons out of
I think about 28, almost about half, more than half went. The rate of evaporation, for instance, the pond dries up and then you have to change or pump in water frequently. So you can see I have 3 pumps here and it's very expensive to operate them, but almost every other week I have to pump water in. That wouldn't have been so if the Harmattan or the dry season.
Vegetable farmers along the White Volta are also running at a loss as the river continues to dry up for the first time in recent history. We ask, isn't it time for farmers to insure their crops? It is sometimes heartbreaking for farmers like Idris. They invest huge sums of money, but they record poor or no yield at all at the end of the season. One thing for sure is they have no choice because they were born farmers.
I don't think I can stop farming because that is the only business I have. Yes, I continue to farm no matter how the situation is. Whether bad or good, we are born farmers.
all right.
Adam Idris lives here with his 4 wives and children. His wives now take responsibility for the children's education until the next harvest. These are the 9 bags of maize he got from 20 acres of land. The quality of the produce is low, so he cannot sell it at premium price. The loss, however, never deters him from farming business. He has grown the maize again. We drove to Adam Idris's farm, about 20-minute drive from Ejura, to witness the current situation of the farm. The plants are turning yellowish, indicating they are withering for bad weather. The question then is, are Ghanaian farmers safe? Peter Derry is the Deputy Director at the Climate Change Desk at the Ministry of Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation.
So yes, we are safe. We're safe because it is a concern that has been recognized by the whole world, by both developed and developing countries. And because it's a concern recognized by all, efforts are being made from every corner of this world to ensure that we resolve problems related to global warming. See, the measures are in twofold. One of the measures is how can we reduce global temperature generally. That is, how can we reduce greenhouse gases in the atmosphere to make sure that we stabilize global temperature below the 2 degrees that the whole world is talking about. When we do that, the whole world becomes in terms of warming, becomes stable, and then the temperatures come down, and then all these problems will solve. That's one. The second one has to do with us as a country. What are we doing to ensure that our farmers who are struggling with prolonged drought are able to still cultivate their crops, and then to ensure that we have food security and the rest?
From the development and expected future agricultural risk, many experts suggest a need to manage the system well. They want sustenance and improvement in agriculture as the backbone of the national economy. For now, experts suggest agriculture insurance. The agriculture insurance program was launched in 2011 to initiate a key adaptation measure to climate change. 19 Ghanaian insurance companies, which form the Ghana Agriculture Insurance Pool, were committed to a solid financial foundation. Ghanaian insurance practitioner Prince Kutin Nuema participated in a workshop on innovative insurance product for adaptation to climate change.
Ghana.
Well, like I said, it was on a pilot basis, and I happen to have even benefited for some training that was organized. I am aware that, like I said, it was a pilot. So for now, I don't know where that system has gotten to, and I will refer you to the Ghana Insurance Association, or yes, they were the people who were spearheading that program. So that thing is there. I'm aware that we have started piloting this since 2009, 2010, 2011 to some farmers, even around the Afram Plains Enclave. And so it is there. It is there, but I don't know whether it's been scaled up now to cover the whole of this country.
How would that system, how would it be different from any other insurance?
Well, to the best of my knowledge, that one was going to be based on a trigger. So as soon as there's drought, a certain region, a certain district recorded rainfall patterns that fell below the expected range for a farming season, it triggered the policy. If a farmer had that policy, they will only trigger the policy, and they can go in for a claim.
Though crop insurance is operational, replicating it in other regions from the northern region is a challenge. The policy covers only maize and soybeans, but most farmers are unwilling to patronize the system. It also lacks political will, like other public insurance schemes in the country. So we ask, what needs to be done to address the situation? Well, farmers might not be willing to get on top of the system due to lack of understanding. But isn't it time government intervene to get these farmers on board? Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin reporting.
And of course, today marks the 32nd edition of the National Farmers' Day. Government, through the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, will be rewarding farmers who have worked hard to till the land to feed the country in the last 12 months. A total of about 90 farmers will be appreciated for their immense contribution towards the development of the agricultural sector. The event will be taking place at Kintampo in the Bono Ahafo region. We'll be crossing over live to bring you up to speed on how the celebration is picking up and who has or is likely to receive which award. In the meantime, government has already appreciated hard-working farmers at the district level as part of this year's appreciation. And with me in the studio is the first runner-up farmer in the Sunyani West District, Mr. Joseph Yao Apia, who deals in multiple farming activities. Good morning to you, sir. Welcome to Joy News.
Thank you.
And congratulations on your award.
Thank you very much.
Great. What does this award mean to you, first of all?
It's a big morale booster. I didn't know that people were watching what I was doing. So it has motivated me. I'm hoping that next year I'll be the national best farmer.
And what did it come with?
I was awarded deep freezer, cutlasses, Wellington boot, and then soap, 4 bars of key soap.
So I was saying earlier that you were awarded because you deal in a number of farming activities. What and what do you actually do as a farmer?
A cocoa farmer, a fish farmer, a piggery. I cultivate cassava, plantain, yam, and then the palm, citrus. I also have citrus, orange. So I do a lot of farming, and then I raise nurseries for mango nurseries, and then oranges for farmers who want to do citrus farming.
This must be a lot of hard work handling all of these things. Tell us, what has been your experience having to deal with all these different aspects of, you know, agri sector?
The most challenging aspect of this is the marketing. Now, if you go to the farm, plantain is in abundance. You don't get market. And as I sit with you here, I have about 3 or 4 tons of fish ready for the market, but the market is not there. So marketing has been the major problem for farmers. Most of our produce are perishable ones, and we can sustain them for quite a long time. Plantain season, the season will be over very soon. So the most viable commodity to me is the cocoa. And for that, you are guaranteed of your price. And then as soon as the season is on, you go and sell and get your money. Others, we are having a lot of challenges in marketing them.
And I know that having...
Citrus, for instance, I have about 50, I had wanted to do processing, I have about 50 acres of orange. A problem. I have a palm oil plantation too. Processing the oil, the fruit into oil is a big problem. So honestly, marketing has been the major problem facing farmers.
So if you talk about marketing, is it because the market is not there, or there are other factors that are mitigating against, you know, trying to market your produce?
The market is there. The fish I'm talking of, as soon as you take the fish out of the pond, you can't take it back. And the market women are very sensible. They will tell you the fish and they would like to detect to you that there's a lot of price. They would like to buy it. But if we were to have a centralized cold store at Sunyani, you put your feed there, and then it's sold at an appropriate time. There you get good price for your fish.
So are you referring to something like the Ghana buffer stock, you know, that kind of system for perishable goods?
Yes.
Like you're talking about?
Yes.
That's what you are thinking should be established for you?
Yes. And there's something like the citrus, or the orange. I think something to be put in place. We can get a processing machine just to take the liquid out of the fruit in every region, so that it's sent to those who manufacture these soft drinks.
Now let's talk about today. Today is Ghana is celebrating hard-working farmers like yourself, and I'm sure you're excited about today. But what does this day mean to you as a farmer?
It's a great day to me as a farmer, because it shows that government is appreciative of the work that we farmers do. In fact, farming is not an easy job. It needs a lot of work, both capital and human resources. So I'm very grateful that government is appreciating the hard work of farmers. Now,
you talked about some of the things that came with the award you got, like deep freezer and the rest. How will it change will it improve your work in any way?
My problem is, supposing I were to be a typical rural farmer, what would have been the use of the deep freezer to me? I'm a cocoa farmer. If I've been given a spray machine, I'm a fish farmer. If I'm given a fishing net, I'm a citrus farmer. If I'm given something that will be used directly on the farm, that would have been far, far better than giving me a deep freezer. Though I appreciate it. But if I were to be a typical rural farmer who has no electricity in his village, the deep freezer would have been useless to me.
But at least one of the things you talked about was the rate at which the perishable goods you produce are, you know, getting spoiled because of the market issue. So the deep freezer should be a big deal for you.
Oh, how many plantains can you store in the deep freezer? And how many tons of fish can you put in that deep freezer? I'm thinking of a situation if I were to be a typical rural farmer, like my village at Adiapena, there's no light there. If I were to stay there, there's no light. What would have been the use of the deep freezer to me? I appreciate it. But it would have been a fishing net, spray machine, or anything that I can use direct on my farm, like the Wellington boot and the cutlasses. That will be better for the farmers.
So for you, how do you think government should go about this so that the farmer who is receiving the price for his or her hard work appreciates whatever gifts or whatever, you know, reward that comes with it, apart from the plaque?
Farmers appreciate what they receive, but the use to them, like the example that I cited, if I were to be given spray machine, it would have been there forever. I would take it to the farm. If I were to be given fishing net, I would have used it on my ponds.
How do you think government can deal with this? That's what I mean.
Government should sit down and plan the needs of the farmers, because the winner was given a motorbike. It's okay. He can use it. It will facilitate its movement. But other than that, big cocoa farmer, now spray machine, insecticides are difficult to come by. If we were to give me 2 boxes of insecticide to spray my cocoa, that would have been very, very appreciated.
So do you think that after you've been nominated for an award, probably the awards committee should contact you to find out what you would need, so that at least when they are giving you the packages, it would be more reflective of exactly what you need?
The award committee should get in touch with the farmers. Even this, my award was by accident. I wanted to plant some framo trees at the area where the cocoa was not doing well. So when the extension officer visited my farm, I said, why not? So when I was called to the interview, I passed the interview. So they should talk to the farmers and get to know their needs.
Now, today, Ghana is marking 32 years since the award scheme, or this day, was, you know, implemented or invented. Do you think anything has changed at all within the past 32 years?
Yes, from the day it was inaugurated, things were not like this. Even if we look at the awards, the product for the awards, there has been very remarkable improvements in the quality and then the quantity of the awards. And then the best farmer being given a house, and it had improved a lot. And I think there's room for more improvement, like sitting down with the farmer to know what really they need. What really they need. Government will appreciate it. Some were given, the item that they were given will be beneficial to them, looking at where they come from.
Over the
years,
what do you think has been one persistent challenge that farmers would wish that it was included in this day that has not been addressed?
Have been included. Government should think of how best farmers can dispose of their produce. They should be included in the award. They should sit down and then think about how best the farmers can dispose of their produce. Most of the farmers are unable to harvest their produce because there's no available market. The food distribution system was okay for the farmers because they were going to the rural areas to buy our produce. That was very helpful to us. But after the collapse of the food distribution, the middlemen are actually cheating on the farmers. The middlemen are enjoying the fruit of the farmer. The farmers are not benefiting from the output.
Now, one of the things that is essential for farmers, not just for post-production, but even during production, is technology. How would you say you as a farmer dealing with different aspects of farming is taking advantage of technology?
There's improved, if you take a cocoa setup for instance, there's improved hybrid. The cocoa seedlings that there's 3 years we'll be able to harvest. And then
how was it like before this time?
The Tatakwachi one will take about 4 or 5 years. But this one, if we have a good soil, 2 or 3 years we'll start harvesting it. So, and then there's weedicide and insecticide that we use. I don't like the weedicide. I like to weed my farm because I feel there will be side effect on the weedicide. And then the insecticide that we use to spray our cocoa, that too there has been a very much improvement. And most people are now educated and they can record their expenses to know how viable farming is. These are some of the improvements that we've noticed in the farming. And then when you take fishing, for instance, fishing to the feed to, the feed is very expensive, but the protein content has improved. I think this is due to technology.
Personally, how do you think technology has helped you to boost your activities, say increased in yields or even reduction in labor? How would you say in these two areas, for example, technology has helped you?
Because if I were to apply the weedicide, I would say the weedicide has helped to clear larger area at a minimum cost, but I don't like it. But that is technology. It has helped farmers. Both farmers depend on that. So it's a very good chemical. People don't use much labor. They use the chemicals and they're able to clear a large area. I'm a farmer. I'm here. I go there once or twice in a month, but I'm able to communicate through technology. And then so the man at my fish pond has a mobile phone, and then those are the farm areas you can talk. So these are areas where we've through technology we've been able to advance and tell them what to do, not to do.
I want to seek your opinion on that. Recently, there was this argument for the youth to go into farming or to go into agriculture. You've been in this system for some time. How many years now?
I was born into farming.
Okay,
my parents
so
were farmers, so
I can assume you've been in this throughout your life.
Yes.
Great. This advice for the youth to go into agriculture, what do you make of it?
Farming is a very noble profession, and then if land will be made available to the youth, and then two, the most important thing is harvesting. After harvesting, what do they do with the produce? If there's ready market for them, then it's very good for everybody to go into farming. The basic problem is marketing the food produce. That is the basic problem. Other than that, and it's capital intensive. Look at fish, for instance. You buy the 25 kilo of the fish meal is about 70 Ghana cedis. If you have about 5,000 fish fingerlings, you have to buy plenty. It's capital intensive. You use all your resources, or you go for a loan. After the production, the market is not there, you lose, nobody will go into farming. So the government should make market available for the youth so that we can attract more youth into farming.
Finally, sir, you've spoken about what the government needs to do to ensure that you don't lose from what you do. But what would be your advice to your colleagues on this special day?
We must all work very hard, take advantage of modern trend of agric, take our extension officers serious, the advice that they give, because they've learned a lot, and then if we take the advice, we'll be able to increase your output. So I would advise that anybody who wants to go into farming should take farming. Farming should not be a hobby, it's a full-time job, not be a hobby. In Europe, most of the rich men are farmers, only that in Ghana, farmers, so they look mean or less, but farming is a very noble profession. When I go to my farm, I enjoy. I take things fresh. It will take you a week, 1 week cassava, but I take things fresh. So we must encourage the people to go into farming. If we can have a land, acquire land, vast tract of land, assist the youth with farm implements and others, I think it will go a long way to curb the unemployment situation.
And I guess we must change our attitudes, as in those of us who are not in farming as well, towards farmers.
Yes, we must change the attitude. We should not think farmers are just non-entities. Farmers are very respectable people. When you go to the rural areas, in the olden days, all the good buildings in our area were put up by farmers out of the actual, and they were able to educate their children. So it has been a very noble profession. We must maintain it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph Yaw-Opia.
Thank you.
And Mr. Joseph Yaw-Opia is a farmer at Sunyani West in the Buno-Ahafo region, and he was awarded quite recently, actually this year, at the district level. We're talking about today's Farmers' Day in Ghana. You're still here on News Desk on Joy News on Multi TV.